there, it's Karen here, and I thought today we should start work on my Roxy's Weekly Challenge journal, the one I made a couple of weeks ago, with 2 signatures and the hidden spine. And I thought it was time to start putting things in it. So what I've done, and this might seem a little over the top, but I do love a list. I've written a list of all the challenges that Rachel did over the year, and so I've got several pages of it, and ticked the ones that I actually completed so that I knew where I was when I came to do my journal. And there are a couple of gaps here and there where I either didn't get around to doing them, or I didn't fancy doing them, or I didn't have the right stuff. So I thought today, sorry, excuse me. I thought today I'd quite like to do a couple, one which I did complete, but I've used them all, and the other one I didn't actually manage to do, although I ticked it, because I got a bit confused between the two. And I actually only did number 18 and not number 17. So I thought today I'd make number 17 because I didn't make it the first time, and I'd also do a number 18. This, when I say number, it means week 18 and week 17. Because I used them all up, because I specifically made them for journals that I was working on at the time, I thought I'd make one of those. So that's what I'm going to start with today. And the first one I'm going to do, and I have just made a couple of little prototypes so I knew what I was doing. So the first one is week 17, I think. Yes, week 17, which is this one. They're both made with postcards, and I do happen to have, as you probably know, if you may have seen my earlier video, I have rather a lot of postcards, more than I realised I had when I did these. So I scanned quite a few, but not. I've got loads more I could scan if I wanted to. So this is a postcard of a very old postcard of London Bridge, and it was just because it was a scanned one. It's only single-sided, so it's white on the other side. So what Rachel did, which I've done, which I've completely just copied what she did in her weekly challenge. I backed it first of all with some script paper that I had. That's from a digital kit of hers. And then I printed a couple of pages on vellum, and so I've made a vellum pocket. So these were called journal cards with vellum pockets made with postcards. That's what she called it, and that was week 17. So that's the first one I'm going to make. And then the second one I'm going to make, which I did make at the time, so I will try and link my video when I made these the first time. Her video, she's got a whole playlist, and so have I, of all the weekly challenges. So if you want to watch any of them, just go to either of our playlists. Hers obviously will be more complete because she did them all, of course. And I managed to miss a few, but not too many. So I thought it'd be nice to, as I'm going along, if there was any I really thought I would like to make, I will try and make them on camera for the journal. So this one was the one I did make, and but I don't have any left. And this is called journal cards with hidden ephemera pockets. And again, she used postcards, but you don't have to, so I've done the same. And all it is, you've got the vellum flap on the front, and then underneath you lift that up, and there's a couple of little pockets made with, I think mine was made with an old plastic pocket. I have a feeling the first time I did it, I may have used vellum for the pockets. The idea is you stitch across them to make them nice and secure. My stitching has gone whoop, right off course. Here's the bottom of the pocket, and here's my stitching, so there's hardly any room to put anything in my pocket. Might get the odd stamp or something in there, but yeah, I didn't do a great job of sewing it. And then on the back of these ones, you can decorate it or do something that you can journal on, because they're meant to be journal cards. So I used some of Rachel's papers. I'm trying to stick with mostly her kits, as I've got quite a few of them, and her papers are so gorgeous. I thought I'd just stick with mostly with those for anything I'm going to make. So this is one of her from one of her digital papers, and obviously it's quite a lot of blank space you could write on there, but it's not completely plain. So that's that one. So I think I'm going to make these two, but what I have done, I had to print off some more postcards, and because these pages are quite small, if I just open randomly to a page, I wasn't sure these ones would actually fit. They will just about, but it'd be really tight and it would just be going around the curve a bit. So I have actually printed off these postcards a little smaller, so it will fit much more comfortably on the page. And this one, I did one with the writing side of the pocket, and this one I used the decorative side, not the pocket, the postcard, the writing side of the postcard or the front of the postcard. So I'm going to swap it over and do it the other way. So my this one with the vellum pocket, I'm going to use the back of the postcard for, and the one that I used the back of the postcard the first time with the vellum flap, I'm going to do the front. And this is a postcard of Southend Pier. You can see it's really, really old. I don't know if you can see. It's a very old postcard. Hasn't really represented brilliantly, but they were very pastel, the colours of the postcards. I think I get the feeling that they were originally black and white and they'd somehow been painted or something, or touched up in some way for the actual postcard. So the colours are very soft, as if they've been watercoloured, I think. So I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to, because this is bigger, and the pockets, I've got two pockets on there, but they're very, very narrow and really quite difficult to get much in them, apart from the odd stamp or very small label or something like that. I thought for this one, because it's smaller, I'm going to use a slightly wider piece of plastic. This is just from one of those, we call them Polly Pockets. They're plastic sleeves that you put papers in. I've got loads of them. So I thought I'd use this and just do a single, slightly deeper pocket. And then I've only got to sew around the sides. And I'm not in any danger so much. I can see the edge of it there, because I found it really difficult to see the edge of the second pocket, which is why my sewing went a bit haywire. So all I've got to do is mark. It's very slippery and quite hard to see. Mark the bottom. Just do a couple of little marks. Where's the there it is. I'm going to cut it. So it's already cut to height. Just got to cut the length. It's not even coming out. Just a little bit. It doesn't show up very well with this pen, but it'll be enough to see where I'm cutting. And let's just grab my scissors. My couple of little marks. It's just to make sure I cut it more or less straight. So that will go on there like that. And I will just glue it very lightly. Because they're going to be sewn, because the glue won't hold it. In fact, this prototype I did by the glue, I glued it down and then it just peeled off again. So I had to glue it twice before I got around to sewing it. So, come on, glue. So just do really just a little touch around the edge, just to hold it in place until you can get it to the sewing machine. Sorry, just get these out of the way. They're just distracting, aren't they? Keep that one there to remind me what I'm going to do. Okay. So that's my pocket in place. I think one pocket is better, really, because it's not too big to hold anything small, but it's going to be easier to get things in. And then the next thing I have to do, because I got in a bit of a muddle doing this one, is the back. So on this one you can make it for writing or decorative. This one I did a bit of combination of the two. Because this has got a decorative front, it might be better to go for something for writing, but I still quite like the idea of being a little bit decorative. So I've got, these are some of the papers that I was going to use for to go in the journal, and in the end I didn't need them all, so I thought, well, I might as well use them for this. So I might just glue that there. So I've got a little bit of floral decoration up the side, but I've got plenty of writing space as well. So I'm just wondering. So I'm just going to put the glue, not this glue. Where's my top? I'm going to put the glue on the postcard. Yep. No, hang on. Is that right? No, it's not right. Oh, I have trouble remembering what order I have to do these things. I need to sew around first, because then I can cover up the stitching with the paper, the backing. It's just sure I remember to do it all in the right order. So I will sew around it and then I'll come right back. Okay, so I've now sewn around this pocket. So you can see it's sewn all around just the three sides, and there's the pocket there. Now we can back it with our paper. So I'm just going to glue. Good thing I hadn't started, because I think the prototype I did the same thing. I put all the glue on and realised I needed to sew it first. So sometimes I just don't learn from my mistakes. At least I remember to do it this time before I actually put the glue on. In fact, I hadn't even just put the glue on. I think I'd stuck it, literally just about stuck it to the paper and had to peel it back off again. So I'm just... Right, so now it's got a nice backing, and there's a bit of journal space there if you want to use it. I mean, I think I'm only going to be putting this, is going to be like almost like an idea book really, but all the ideas come from Rachel, although I know she was inspired in a lot of cases by other things or other people that she'd seen, but as far as I'm concerned, they all came from, she made them what they are now. She took other people's ideas or inspiration and made them her own. Right, so all I need to do now is find a nice piece of vellum to go over the top. So I've just printed a couple of sheets. This one I've used quite a bit of on the other two because it's so pretty. I actually rather like that because then you can still see through quite a bit. It's not quite as covered up. So I'm just going to have a little bit of the beak of the bird. I mean, I do like that as well. Maybe that's another option. Maybe that would be a good thing to... Let's see which way looks best. Hang on, let's just cover that up. I've got a bit of bird, quite a lot of sky. So if I do it this way, the sky is covered up and you can see the pier at the end. And no, I like it this way better. So I just get my pencil just to mark it. Mark it just a fraction in from the edge. Sorry about my phone. Little message coming through, and just mark it there. I'll try and do it without cutting right through. I don't know if I'll manage it. So, see what I mean? I'm going to cut it there. No, where's the other one? So then I can leave some of this other paper intact beneath it. Where's the mark? There it is. Yeah. And then this also needs to be sewn, which I will quickly do that off camera as well. This is going to be this was a straight stitch, and this was the longest stitch I have. I had it on the longest setting, but then I'm going to do a zigzag across the top. There, like that. And I'll be right back again. Right, I've sewn along the top, and naturally I've gone a little bit wonky here. I think the vellum slipped just a little bit. It came out perfectly when I did the first one, but naturally the second one not so good. So I'm just going to trim off the bit that's showing above the, you know, above the pocket, so it doesn't. It's not quite so glaringly obvious. Went off course. But yeah, never mind. That's all right. That's those done. So one will go in my stash and one will go in the book. And then there's this one, which is the vellum, really pretty vellum pocket. So that's the front. So this will be the front this time. And I'm just trying to think. I think I need to turn it over and decorate the back. That's what we need to do. And it only really needs some backing if there's a bit of a blank space, which there was on this one just up here, so it just shows here, and it just means you've got, when you do your little divot here, you can still see something behind. So let's see I'll choose my vellum first, and then I'll choose what I can put behind it. So I've still got a little piece of this left, which is really pretty. Or I could take a piece from here. I'm just wondering about the birds. If you watch any of Rachel's videos, you'll know she's a big birdie fan. So I'm thinking there's plenty going on here, but I don't really like it showing through the white so much. So I'm wondering if I can find just something just to, like something like this, bit of coffee dyed paper to go behind it. Let's see how that looks. It might be a bit dark. May have lighter ones. It is a little bit dark. Just want something just to take off the whiteness. See what I've got. See if I've got any light. Oh yes, here's a lighter one. I think that's a bit lighter. Or even this. I could use that. And then put that over the top. Just gives it a little bit warmer touch to the background. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this. There's not much, there's nothing on the other side I want to preserve, so that's all right. Using good old glue again. There we go again. Sorry about that. Just putting it on lightly because again these are going to be sewn around. So, what am I doing? I don't want it on that side. Arrgh. I'm not doing very well, am I, today? Sticking it on the wrong side. Oh well, the vellum will be stuck to this anyway, although it's going to be a pocket, so I don't want it gluey, do I? Maybe I better use the bottom. Yeah, I think perhaps I better use the bottom. I think it's because it goes against the grain, not to stick things onto the prettier side, but it's very plain on this side anyway. Okay, stick that down. Cut round it. I remember getting a bit quite stressed about doing some of these at the time. I think it was because we were doing them on a on a timed thing, and also because it was trying to do several on the in the space of, I think it was 45 minutes. Whereas I'm only having to make one this time on camera, so it doesn't feel nearly so stressful. And also because I've had a go, so I know what I'm doing, which I definitely didn't when I was making these the first time. Although you'd think I didn't know what I was doing with this one when I keep making mistakes, but that's what happens. Even Rachel made mistakes, so I don't feel too bad. Right, let's get rid of that, and let's go back to this side and decide where I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut this. I may bring it down a little bit. Now, the little bird will have to lose some of his feet, because when I cut a little divot, well, it's going to be in his head, isn't it? It's going to be there, but never mind. Otherwise, I'll have to cut his head off. We wouldn't want to do that. So I'm going to mark here and here. Let's trim it. I haven't cut off the bottom. So I cut it about there. Let's see if it's the right size. I think I may have to just trim it off a little bit at the top, at the bottom I mean. Yep. I think it's just going to be top of his foot. Let's see if I've got it right. That's not too bad. Might just trim that off a little bit at the top there. Okay, I'm just going to sew around it now. Now I think what I'll do, I might do my little thumb hole first. Rachel did it after she'd sewn it, but I think it's just a little bit tricky to get your punch in, and I don't want to. Now, did she glue it? I think she did glue it down actually. So I'm going to do my little thumb hole. I hope I can do it without using paper, because it's quite strong, this vellum. Let's do a little one. Try and get it in the middle. There we are. Yep, I'm going to glue it down, and then I'll go and... Oh, she used... I don't really think I need anything as strong as Fabri-Tac, really. She used her stronger glue, but as I'm going to sew it immediately afterwards, I'm not going to worry. I'm just going to put a few dots just to hold it in place, really. not completely straight, but never mind. If I hadn't glued it, it'd be even less straight. I'm just going to trim this just across the top of fraction. Just because I've cut it a smidge too short. I'm going to sew around it, and then we'll do a little bit of decoration on this side, I think, and then we'll be good to go. I'll be right back again. Okay, this one's all sewn around now, just around there. It doesn't look quite as nice as the original one because I did cut it a little bit short, so he's lost a bit of his head, but such is life sometimes. That's the way it goes, but otherwise it looks fine. So we're just going to put a little bit of decoration on this side. I want to keep the address and the stamp mark because it's stamped 1906, so I'd like to keep that, even though it's a little bit pale. But I just want to put a little something on this side. You don't really need, it's not that easy to read anyway, so I just thought a little bit of something on here. I've just pulled out a few bits. These are all, I think, some of Rachel's, scraps from Rachel's various kits. So I wondered about whether to just put these stamped bits on there. I just thought I'd turn around them if I can. Not the best tear in the world. Okay. Maybe a bit too much. See how that looked on there. Is that too much? It might be a bit too much. Might just tear that down a little bit there. Don't know. Actually, might just stick. I can't. I'm not very good at all this kind of stuff. This is the sort of thing Rachel's so good at. She just plonks things on and she says, "Yep, that's it." And I go, "Oh, really?" I think that's just a bit too much around the outside. Okay, it's a bit better because it's not so much of it. Okay, put that on there. And I did wonder about maybe a butterfly. I've got these here that I might just try. Not those scissors. Not those. Get the right scissors. I think I'll have to go for the smaller one. Cut this out. I think this, as it's slightly smaller than the others, this might be the better option. Right, let's see how that looks. Whoops, might need a little something behind it, not sure. It may or may not. I'm going to put a bit of that there. And that there. Does that look okay? Just wondering about the bigger one. Might have a look in my actual Fussy Cut butterflies. See if I can find anything I prefer. I'm not sure about that yellow. It's a bit too yellow for me. Let's just see if there's any others in here that I like better in this situation. It needs to be a reasonable size. I think I like that a bit better. Just see if there's anything else. They just look silly. I'm going to cut those off. Yeah, I think I like that better. More of a contrast. Is that it? So many to choose from, that's the trouble. One last try. Nope, too pale. Okay, that one's going on. Decision made. I want to move on and start getting some things in the book. Okay. Clue book, where are you? I did wonder about a little bit of book page behind there as well, in that corner. Maybe I'll just try a little bit of dictionary page here. Oh, more than one, as it happens. I might just put a little bit of that behind. Don't need all that, do I? Put that on there. I think that looks a bit better. Just need to take a bit more of this off. And put that behind there. Okay. There. Oops. That on there. And then my butterfly. Oops. Okay, not that way, that way. That's better. You can see more of the address then. And you can see the name, which is my great grandmother, and yeah, where she used to live, which is very close to where I grew up. So it's got the name of my little town where I grew up on there as well. Stamford-le-Hope in Essex. That was a bad idea. It wasn't very wet anymore. Okay, so that's that. So that's my little vellum pocket. So I've got these two now to put into my journal. These two to put into my stash. So let's just clear the decks a little bit and then we'll start seeing what I can start putting in the journal. Right, now let's see if we can start putting some of these pieces that we made in the Roxy's Weekly Challenge in the book. Now what I've done with all the pieces of ephemera, you can see this is most of the ephemera that I made. Some, as I say, I have used. I didn't make everything. Some of them have gone into my Christmas journal. So there's a few bits not in here. We made faux washi tape. They're in a pot just over there. We made some little snippets. They're over there too. So they're not all in here. And what I've done, just so that I can identify them, because I want to actually write in against each item what it is, either on it if it's a tag, or next to it, or whatever. And I've just numbered each one with a little sticky tab thing as to what number they are. And I'm going to use these labels from Rachel's from Roxy Creations. So this is the set at full size that so I've got loads. I printed the whole set out in this size because they're going to be useful for writing down what each thing is meant to be, whether it's a digital tuck book page pocket or whatever it is. And then I thought I printed them two to a page like this. And I did this using my publisher. It's Office Publisher. It's part of the Office 365. So you get Word and all the other applications. And one of the applications that comes with Office is Publisher, which I like to use because it's easy to move things around and crop them and resize them and do whatever you like. So I was able to put two to a page on here. So I've got lots of little tiny ones so that I could just do the week number on these ones. That's the idea. So I've still got more fussy cutting to do, lots more, but I have got enough here to get me started. So I've got a bunch of the larger ones and a big bunch of the little ones, and we'll see how we go. So I realised that one of the week number 4, so the first 3 weeks, first 2 weeks were tags, so I can't put tags in until I put in some pockets. The third week was working on the Amazon packaging and creating a journal cover out of that, which I've already used to make my own journal, which I haven't worked in for ages, so maybe one of these days I'll get back to it. And then the 4th week was decorating altered book journal covers, which is what I've used for this journal. So this is week number 4. So I think what I want to do is I like this little label here because it picks up the pink and then it shows up quite nicely against the green. I'm going to stick that there, and I've just got to find find one of these that I can write on to say what week 4 was all about. So some of these are a bit too highly decorated, they're not so easy to write on. That might be possible. No, colour's not right on that one. That's also an option. No. Put these all upside down. Oh, that might be good. See if I can get it. That one. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. I definitely think this one is possibly not got enough room on it. Depends how long the description is of that particular week's item, doesn't it? So that one's got plenty of room on it. That one's got a bit of room as well, but it's got blue, and the blue, there isn't really a blue anywhere else, so maybe this one. It's not the same as this one, but it's quite similar. Could almost use this as a pocket and tuck this in it, or use it as a pocket itself, I suppose. I might be able to tuck something in it because I haven't got many pockets. A lot of things that we made. Made all sorts of different things, but not so very many pockets, so maybe I should just use that as a pocket. I'll put it up a little bit. I could maybe stick that there. Put the number 4 there. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. It's not very thick. I think I might back it, cut it out, and then we'll glue it down as a pocket. I'm going to do that off camera because you don't really need to see me backing a label and cutting around it. It's not very exciting. I mean, a lot of this probably isn't very exciting just to see me putting things in the journal, but I think sometimes it's quite nice when somebody's made loads of stuff to see it getting used. So I'll be back when I've just backed this label, and then we'll carry on. Okay, so I've just backed this onto a piece of book paste just to make it a little bit more sturdy. I'm just going to pop it there, I think. And then this one will just go over the top. So first of all, I think I need to write on it what it is. It'll be easy to write on it before I glue it down, won't it? So this one is, let me just get my pen. This is number 4, Decorating Altered Book Journal Covers. So I'm just going to write that on here. Altered book journal covers, and then let's glue that down with my hot glitter glue, which is hiding behind my ephemera box. Just make sure I get it the right way up. Top. Glued my paper on upside down, but as you're not going to see it, it doesn't really matter, does it? Just could be a bit confusing when it comes to the gluing. What's not helping is the glue's not coming out. Okay. Put that there. Okay, hopefully that will stay put. And you've got a nice little pocket for one of our smaller journal cards. I can pop that in there. So this one is going to go there. And I'm just going to stamp on this one. Oops. Sorry, this is just knocked my scissors on the floor. Let's get the black archival out. And I've got a little wooden stamp with the hashtag on it. Don't think I've ever used it. Hashtag. And what was the number 4? That's just a little box of number stamps. Picked up from some sort of cheap shop, I think. Probably the Tiger. I've got one of those. Not too far from me. Go there occasionally. And I can go there. Yeah, don't like the lines, but I'll maybe get the hang of doing that as we go on. Now I'm just thinking what am I going to use to glue it, because it's going to go slightly over the fabric, so I might have to just get the Fabri-Tac out and do it just to make sure it doesn't peel off. upside down. There. Number 4 with a few little extra embellishments on it. But never mind, you can still see it's number 4. That can go. And I think what I'll do, I'll sort of tick them off as I put them in the book. So that's in. Boom. Let's see what other, the next pocket we made. No, that's a window flip with pocket. It says used, so I probably haven't got any more of those left, so maybe we'll have to come back and make some of those for another time. Side tuck book page pockets. Let's see what they look like. So that's number 6. If I can find it. So they're all in number order. That's why I've done it that way, so I can just find the next one. Actually, I think it's the only one I've got. Yeah, it's the only one of those I've got. I know I made 1 or 2 for the wedding journals that I was doing. Probably did one for my bird journal. I think they were all going on at the same time. So this is the only one I've got left. So again, I'll have to make some more of these, won't I? Number 6. So if we can find a home for it. Somewhere that it will, well, it goes quite nice there actually because of the blue. So let's just do it. Put it straight in. Hoping the page is strong enough to take it. Well, let's try it. I put glue on the wrong side. I have put glue on the wrong side because I'm stupid. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. I seem to have done that just about at every turn today. You know why? Because it's actually 10 to 6 in the evening. I never film this late normally. It's just been one of those days. Just haven't got around to getting started. And it seems to have taken me ages to get started and ages to get going. Right, so that's the side that needs to have the glue on. That's not the side I put it on. I mean, you probably could have it either side. I could have had something on this side, but I thought, really and truly, it's better to have something I can tuck behind there and at the front, because there's more room. Okay. And then when we come to start putting the tags and the journal cards in, then we'll have places to put them, won't we? So I need to just mark this. Oh, this little one is actually perfect. And I might just put that, should I put that there? Or maybe, I don't want to cover up, that's the trouble. If I put something in there, it'll get covered up, won't it? I wonder if I could put it over here. No. I haven't really thought about that. Okay, I might just put it there actually, because then it would still stick out enough to see the number. And then I might put the other label on the other side. Maybe there. Yeah, I'll do that. Now I want to put the number on first. Which way would be best? Don't know which way around it's meant to go. It's meant to go that way, isn't it? Okay, let's do this. Okay, I've got white ready to wipe off the bit on the edge, which which I should have done previously. More of this bit here. Number. Put in my little pot, my little box of numbers. They're all getting mixed up now. Number 6. And wipe the edge. I did learn my lesson eventually. Maybe I should have put them together. I'm just going to put it right next to the... I was going to put it the other side of the flowers, but it looks odd. So I'm putting it over the top. Number 6. There. And then I'm just going to use this one. No, this one. Oh, no, this one's better. I'm going to write side tuck book page pockets. I'm going to just glue that on. I'm just going to put that there so it's clear what we're referring to. And this one goes up here. Just there. I love how that colour pours across from here. It's the same colour. That's not quite enough glue on that side. Okay, I'm afraid that's all I've got time to do today. But I think we've made a start and you can see where I'm going with this. So I may do a bit more. I'd like to put some more things in here in the next video before we go back to doing our boho journal. So there we are. We've just put in a little pocket and the number 4 for this one. And the side tuck book page pocket has been glued in here. And we made our other 2 pockets, which I've now put away. So we'll see them again when we get to them. So thank you for joining me today. And please do join me again soon for a bit more work in this journal, which I think might end up being rather pretty. Bye for now.